Good evening everyone, this is Sakura, and this is just going to be a comprehensive video on how to use MiEx, I'm going to call it MiEx from now on, to basically export your Minecraft or Hytale worlds into Blender. Now, this video will be split up into a few different chapters, and to start, I'm going to show how to do vanilla Minecraft, and then I'm going to show how to actually bring in resource packs. After that, we're going to go into modded worlds. Once modded worlds are done, we're going to do Hytale, and then we'll get into actually bringing the world into Blender. Now, using MiEx is rather simple. It's just the setup process is a little more involved as opposed to something like Mineways or JMC2OBJ. So, how do we actually get started? Well, to start, we need Blender, Minecraft, and of course, Java and MiEx. So we are going to start by first installing our we are going to start by just getting Java installed, because Java is the big thing that we need in order to be able to do any of this, because MiEx relies on Java. So to start, we're going to go ahead and open our browser, and I'm going to add a link for this down in the description. But we need to go to the Oracle website, and we need to download Java. I recommend using Java 25. That is what is recommended inside of the MiEx stocks, and we are just simply going to install the Windows version, as I am on Windows system. I'm going to hit the x64 MSI installer, and we're going to go ahead and let that download. And while that is happening, we are going to go download MiEx. So we're going to go over to GitHub. I will also leave a link for this down in the description. And we're just simply going to go down to where it says plus 25 releases. We're going to select the latest experimental or 2.0 version. Scroll all the way down, and we're just going to click on this jar file right up top. This will download. Next, we need to go all the way up to the top and select code. And we need to go to extras, Blender add-on, MiEx import.py, and download a raw file. Alright, with those three downloaded, you should already have Blender and Minecraft installed, or Hytale if you're doing Hytale. So, now we have all of our files. We are able to now close our browser and open up our file explorer. I'm going to go to downloads, and we are first going to install Java. So go ahead, do the install. And once it's installed, close it. And then we are going to create a new tab. Open a new window. And we are going to actually going to go into my home directory. If you don't know what home is, this is kind of where like your desktop, documents, pictures, and music folders are. You can get to here just by simply going to local drive, users, and then right here. So I have a folder called apps in here that I'm going to open. I'm going to create a new folder called MiEx. I'm going to open it, and I'm just going to drag these two into this folder. Now, if everything was installed right, we should be able to just double click on the Java file, and it should open. If it doesn't, you may have to delete the jar file and re-download it after reinstalling Java and making sure that is good. So, when you open MiEx for the first time, it is going to run through a script, and it's going to actually extract the base resource pack from an existing Minecraft install. If you do not have Minecraft installed, or you have not played a version of the base game yet, it will throw an error, and you'll either have to, and if you don't own the game, you'll have to just launch the demo, get all the files downloaded, and go from there. or you could probably find a example online. From here, we can actually go ahead and load in our world and prepare for export. So to begin, we are going to go up to load, and here we have just Java Edition, and I have my world here. I'm going to go ahead and just hit open on that. And here we have a world. So this is just going to give you just kind of an overview of all the generated chunks. And if you want to actually teleport to where our character is, like in Mineways or JMC2OBJ, we just simply need to come up to this TP button right here and teleport to our character. If we zoom in, this is where I have my kind of setup. So to actually select the area, we just need to click and hold left click and drag till it encompasses a decent area around where we want. And then before we actually export, we need to install the base resource packs. To do that, we're just simply going to go to Tools, Download Example Resource Packs, and we need Blender Cycles. Go ahead and download the resource pack. And we just simply add it into our active resource packs and make sure it is at the top. To actually export, all we need to do is then hit export. And I'm just going to make a new folder in here called export. I'm going to name this vanilla export. And we'll name this at world vanilla. And I will go ahead and export, and we have the world exported. Now I will go a timestamp on screen that you can skip to actually do the import into Blender. But right now I'm actually going to go ahead and show how to do modded worlds, resource packs, and Hytale. So resource packs. Resource packs is actually a very simple thing to install into MiEx. So I'm going to go, actually I need that window. We're going to keep this open, and we're actually going to open this resources file or folder. And you want to make sure MiEx is closed if ever you're adding in resource packs like this. So with that, we are now going to go back to our browser. I'm going to go to Moderate. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and go to resource packs, and I'm going to go Trailer Vision. Trailer's Vision. This one right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit download. Select the latest version and download pack. So with this here, I should close that. We're just going to simply need to extract this into this folder. With 7-zip, I'm just going to go into this context menu and extract to Trailer's Vision 1.20.9. Alright, I can now just delete that. And if I open MiEx now, we should see our resource pack right here. So let's say I want to apply this to my existing export. All I would have to do is go to Load from Export, go to the actual export itself, select on just the name .usd, do not select materials or the folder, and just hit load. And it will load in the export with all the settings that you had applied before. From here, we just simply add our resource pack, make sure it is below Blender Cycles, and just click re-export. And this will basically go through, re-export the world with updated blocks and everything. And then it'll actually redo all the textures, which is really helpful. Alright, so modded worlds. Modded worlds are a little bit more involved. I am going to be using Prism Launcher for my modded worlds. I already have a scene set up, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to navigate to the saves folder for that. I'm going to select up here, and I'm just going to copy this path and close. Going to go to Tools, Edit Environment Settings, Additional Save Directories, and just simply paste this in right there. And as I said, settings will go into effect next time you load MiEx. So from here, we're just going to go ahead, close MiEx, reopen it, and assuming everything is right, if we hit load, we should have all of our worlds just right in here. We are not done, however, because now we need to go back to Tools, and we need to go Extract Resource Pack from Mod Pack. So I'm going to go ahead and paste in our save directory again, but change saves to mods. I'm going to name this Tutorial Mod Pack. Extract to Resource Pack. Alright, so here it is, all completed, mod resource pack extracted successfully. All we need to do is hit OK, and then we're going to load in our world. I'm going to use this tutorial house, and I'm just going to go ahead and teleport the player, and I'm going to select this larger chunk area because this is a larger region. And then over here, we're going to do Tutorial Mod Pack, Trailer's Vision, and then Blender Cycles. And here now we have our world ready to export. So with that done, we're going to go export, and we're just going to save this into Modded. It would help if I would use the right keyboard again. Modded export. Enter the folder. World modded. Save it, and let it do its export. Alright. And now say this world is a bit too large, but we still want to have the background. Or it's just not performing very well. One thing we can actually do is turn on, what did they hide it? Ah, they put it under advanced settings. Okay, so here we have we can turn on LOD, and this is actually just going to be an area that basically is going to be full detail in this blue box. Outside of it is going to be half detail. So I am going to move this over so it is encompassing the house and the little basin down there. I'm just going to bring out that a little bit more. And then here we have a little more settings. We have block animations, individual blocks. This will be a little bit more like what the Mineways setting is. Remove caves, which I'm actually going to go ahead and turn that on, just to get rid of underneath caves. Okay. And then actually inside of entities, we can add in entities that we want to show up otherwise. Now, I'm not sure why, but armor stand is not in this, so you will still have to use an armor stand rig. Not sure why, that's just how it is. So we can go ahead and close that. And now, we should be able to just go ahead, hit export. I did not want to make that there. I'm going to do LOD export. Get that on my lap. World LOD. Save. And it should just export. There we go. And now we have an exported world. Hytale. How do we actually export Hytale worlds? Hytale worlds are a little bit interesting because unlike with Minecraft, Hytale doesn't automatically create the base resource pack. It creates it whenever you actually import the world. So we actually import the world the same way as we do Minecraft, if you're on Windows, it should automatically find your save directory. If you're on Linux, that you might have to add in the root directory inside of the environment settings. So we just go to load, go to the Hytale tab, and here we have my first world. I'm just going to go ahead and open it. And you will get prompted with no base resource pack Hytale could not be loaded. We're just going to go ahead and hit yes. And MiEx will just simply extract the resource pack from Hytale. I did not assume I'd get the fuck out. Alright. And then when it's done downloading the base resource pack, it is going to go ahead and just load the world. Now, one thing to note, Hytale worlds take a lot longer to load in, as you can see. And this is just due to the amount of detail in a Hytale world being much higher than that in a Minecraft world. So I'm going to go ahead and pause loading so we can... Why does it do that? Okay, never mind. We're not pausing loading. So I am going to go ahead. We are going to do one of those outposts. Yeah, that'll work. We're going to export this outpost. So I'm going to go ahead, select my region. Alright. I'm going to turn on LOD. I'm going to close advanced settings, and we do not want to have this trailer visions or tutorial mod pack on because those are not Hytale resource packs. Although if you want your Hytale exports to look like Minecraft, there is a fun resource pack that you can download called Hytale to Minecraft. It is a more experimental pack that's just for fun. You don't need it. It's just fun. So now we have this set up. We actually need to download one more example resource pack, and that is PBR Blender. So we go ahead, download PBR Blender. Let it do its updating. And we just need to put this on top of Blender Cycles. Why do we need this? Well, as I was experimenting a little bit earlier, and I found that without this, the textures and materials are way too shiny. And it was actually having an issue even creating the materials. So PBR Blender just helps with that, makes it look a lot better. So with that done, we can now go to Export. I'm going to create a new one called Hytale Export. And let's just name this World Hytale. There we go. World exported successfully, so we can now close this. And we are actually done inside of MiEx, so we can close it. So now we are going to go ahead and launch Blender. I'm using Blender Launcher to manage my Blender instances, so if you just have Blender installed normally, just use that. So I'm going to launch Blender, which, why are you on that screen? Bring Blender up here. Just going to go ahead and set up my settings because I have not done that on this computer yet. Okay, we'll just go with that. So here we have Blender. Now, before we can actually start importing worlds, we need to add in the helper script. We need to go to Edit, Preferences, up there on the other monitor, get our add-ons, upright them for here, up to the top right corner, install from disk, get up there, going to go to Home, or wherever you have your MiEx install, and I'm just going to select this Python script and install from disk. And if it is set if it works, it should automatically search for it, so you can verify that is enabled. If it doesn't, just search for MiEx import, and it should be right in there. And now we can go ahead and close that. I'm just going to delete everything. We're going to go to File, Import, MiEx USD. We're going to go to our export folder, and I'm just going to do the Hytale export. So we have our export right here, and we should be able to just import. Might take a second because this is a rather large world, and Hytale worlds are a lot more detailed. And if we go to Material View, we should see all of materials up here, just as they would inside the game. Just look around, see everything, make sure it's all good, which it most definitely is. So that being said, this is the same way you will import all of the worlds, from whether it be Minecraft, Hytale, or just whatever. It is the same process for all of them, and I will show that real quick just by getting rid of that. Import, and let's just go with this one. And here we have a modded Minecraft world inside of Blender. Now, with the modded worlds in particular, you may have to go in and fix a few textures like these. Like, this is not how it's supposed to look, but sometimes MiEx gets a little confused with the color mapping and does it anyway. Same with these. But overall, it's the same process. So, that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and that'll tell me if you want more videos. And I will go ahead and close this video out. See you all next time.